I know, I know. I'm late as the fuck. And then I come through looking like I'm about to go to Alaska in the middle of the night. I'm so sorry, guys. If anyone is disappointed or upset, I apologize. I'm a little bit disappointed and upset with myself. Life happens, life goes on. Y'all moved on while I was gone. And you will continue to whether I come back or not. But I'm here today, so if you're here to support me and continue to support me, I fuck with you. We're here, okay? We're here. Also, I know it's still summertime, but it never rains in Southern California. However, it's raining today. It's been actually raining all weekend. So, yeah, I'm about to leave soon as well. So I want to hurry up and get this video done. So I got my jacket on. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe if you fuck with me. Let's have a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be reviewing episode 18 and 19 because obviously I'm late. I'm very behind. I seen the previews, commercials that the season finale is coming up. So I know I'm very behind. I'm gonna do 2 episodes together right now and review them. I don't know if I'm gonna review the other 4 because I have not watched them yet. The reason why I'm gonna do these is because I already wrote the notes. I just happen to not have had the time and the energy that been able to put in the effort to actually record and edit and post. But I have it today right now. And hopefully I will also have time tomorrow to put out some more videos before the finale. I for sure, if I don't finish the reviews for the other 4 episodes that I've missed, I'll definitely review the finale episode as well as the reunion. I know they never give the Teen Mom, not Teen Mom, the young and pregnant girls, their own reunion. So they're probably gonna have to share with the Teen Mom girls. So hopefully I won't miss that. So we're gonna start off with Maddie. Maddie is going through some things. So basically, she found out she was pregnant and she started bleeding. That is not a good sign. That always worries any woman. So she's bleeding. She calls her stepmom to take her to the emergency, and they go, and she finds out she had a miscarriage. Her father didn't come with her. She didn't really hear much from him that night. So a plane's coming by, and I'm gonna try to talk over it, but why would I do that? Anyways, so her father pretty much was absent in that time, and she was feeling some type of way about that. Then over time, after she finds out she has a miscarriage and has to go through with that, her father eventually does come to her house in the next episode because they really weren't talking for, I want to say like a couple weeks, at least a week. And that bothered her because they were very close. They talked all the time. And then it's like, now you're not talking to me and I'm pregnant and I had a miscarriage and that's the time I need you most, whether you agree or not. And then in the next episode, episode 19, he comes over with Christina and they bring lunch and then they have the talk. I mean, listen, the dad pretty much says, look, I don't feel like you should have got pregnant in the first place. You know, I don't even remember if he said, yeah, it sucks you had a miscarriage, but I think even though if he didn't say it, he didn't say it, and that matters. Especially as a parent, you have to sometimes say the words. Showing your actions is good, but sometimes that's not even enough because you're a parent, you're the role model, you're the one that shows them your kids love first. And it's like, I don't know if he said it, but I think he was thinking it like, that sucks you had a miscarriage. However, you really shouldn't have even been pregnant again anyway. You shouldn't have ever got pregnant. But then a second time after that, and you're already young, barely figuring it out, like, that's what he said, roundabout. Don't quote me, but that's pretty much what he said. He wasn't in agreement with it. So why would he, come around? He didn't have anything good to say. And she kind of just felt like, well, damn, I hear what you're saying, but you're still my father. These are your grandbabies. You should be happy that you're having grandkids. That's a normal thing. And it's like, I see where both of them are coming from, but she's not getting it from a realistic side. She's looking at it from like, if she was grown, not 17, about to be 18 in 2 weeks or whatever. That's not grown. I mean, I guess when you're 18, that's technically grown, but I mean, when she had her daughter, she wasn't. So that's not grown. And then it's like, it's not, to be grown, it's not just about your age. It's also about actions, what you're able to do for yourself. And then if you have kids, what you can do for them. So it's like, you're not even technically grown. And if you are, you just became grown. And it's like, you barely can take care of yourself, let alone the baby you have. You barely figuring out your relationship. You're not married. Nothing about your life is stable. So why would he be excited for you to have more kids and your life isn't stable? But then at the same time, yes, it would be a good thing, and it's not a bad thing for you to have kids, and he should be and would be excited to have grandkids if the situation was different. If it was 10 years from now and you were like 27, you weren't 17, but you were 27, you went to college, or you graduated high school, you got a job, you got a career, you figured out and did some things in your life, and then you were married, and then you had babies, then it would be different. But you're 17, just turning 18, with a kid with a man that you don't even have a stable relationship with. And then it's like, on top of that, you guys aren't even legally married. Technically you're legally not together, because if you're not married, you're not legal. And then it's like, you guys can barely afford it. They had to find the house you're living in for you. Those are realistic terms. Like I said, a lot of people think emotionally, not logically, and that's where she's at. So she's thinking like, oh, these are your grandkids, be happy. But he's thinking like, no, but you're still a kid. Why would I be happy? So I see both sides, but she's not getting, it's the timing, it's the circumstances that's making it hard for him to be happy. But however, he could have been more sympathetic and empathetic. He could have been more gentle with his words. He could have been there for her. Regardless if he agrees with the situation or not, because that's still his daughter. He raised her. Regardless if you agree with your kids' decisions, they still are going to need you. So you got to make sure you do the best you can to teach them right. And if they still go off the path, they're still your kids and they're going to make mistakes. Just love them regardless. Now we're going to talk about Brianna. Pretty much with her episodes, she's finally going to be free of her friend Ashley. Oh, yeah. Look, she might be a good person and a good friend, but for certain people, she could be a good friend. She's too clingy. For me, nothing against her. She might be a good person, but as far as friends, she's too clingy. And I think that was the thing for Brianna. And maybe also too, is just maybe she, when she doesn't get her way, she can be rude and abrasive or aggressive. And that's also what kind of Brianna was showing and giving us, like with the text messages and stuff that they were having. And it always baffles me when people like are upset with each other and they go from cordial or barely saying anything to like, you disagree with one thing I say and then you just like snap at me or go for the jugular or say something like hella rude, hella disrespectful. It's like out the blue. It's like, girl, all I said was, I think you put too much milk in the mac and cheese. And now I'm a hoe ass bitch. Girl. Like people be doing that shit all the time. I don't want to say I've never done it because I'm not perfect, but I don't think I have. And if I have, I've probably done it once in my life. I don't get mad easily. And the times I do, I don't say disrespectful things or go for the jugular. At the most, I'll probably make a face. I'll probably like be, not sarcastic, but condescending, but that depends on the situation. And I have to be really irritated. But I'm more of this person that'll walk away or leave. So it's just like, I don't know how and why people do that. But they was doing that in the little text messages. And so they pretty much, mainly Brianna, decided she doesn't want to be friends with Ashley no more. She feels like she wants to be more assertive in her life. She's tired of people walking all over her and being friends and having relationships with people that treat her like shit. And she feels like she's always getting the short end of the stick. And I agree, because in every relationship we've seen, since she's been on the show, that is the case. So I agree with her. And I think she should be more assertive. I'm glad she's in therapy. I think she's taking the right steps. Good for her. And then in episode 19, she wants to go back to school. Well, I don't know if she's going to end up doing it, because I feel like a lot of the time people say, and I was going to say these teen mom girls, but it's not just them. People say it in general in real life and stuff too. Like, oh, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to do this career. And I feel like sometimes people just say these things just to have something to talk about, or just because it sounds good. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you should be ambitious. You should always like poke your brain and like be curious and explore and have different opinions and feelings and things and emotions about things, even if you don't end up doing it. But I do realize a lot of times, especially those people that are constantly speaking on what they're about to do next, a lot of the time it's talk. But good for Brianna though. I'm just saying, I notice people do that a lot. And I'm just curious if she actually is gonna follow through. Because I noticed like also just specifically the teen mom girls do that a lot. They either say they're gonna like start a career, or they actually do start a new career, and then they never actually like do it in the long run. And I wanna make this clear. There's nothing wrong with trial and error, because I believe in that. There's nothing wrong with getting it right the first time. Everyone doesn't know everything. Even when you're 30, 40, you're not gonna know exactly everything. You're always gonna learn things. There's people that go back to school at 50. There's people that have changed their careers and are still working at 65. I'm just saying that I just noticed that there are a lot of people that talk more than they do. That's all. That's all. It just reminded me of that. So now we're talking about Kayla. I can't wait for the day that Kayla has a healthy relationship, even if that means that she has to be single and that relationship is with herself. I think it's possible for her to have a healthy relationship with herself for a minute and then find a healthy relationship in time. Date first for fun. Don't try to be with every nanny dude you get with seriously and have their baby. Just date for fun for a minute, and then eventually you will find a guy that you can take serious. I don't know if and when her and Luke will break up, but I feel like that time is coming soon. I smell it, and I feel like I can't wait, because I'm at the point where I'm starting to get tired of hearing about their back and forth. Now, I know in this episode that I'm talking about, they do not break up. However, I don't know. I get that, and we're gonna talk about this engagement, but as happy as you want to get for somebody when they get engaged, you can always still smell the truth ahead. Episode before they got engaged, Kayla was upset. She was talking about, their lease is coming up. She doesn't know if she wants to move again because, she talked to her mom about like her and Luke are kind of in an iffy situation. So it's like to do another lease with him, and she doesn't even know if she wants to be with him. And then it's like they haven't even found a place. I don't know why it's taking them so long to look for a place and why it's so hard. I'm not trying to bash or nothing. I know there was during C times, so I get it was probably harder to find a place. And then also, I don't know what their money's looking like, but I mean, like if you got the money and you know where you're going, it shouldn't be that hard. So I don't know. I'm not trying to judge, but I mean, I guess this is not happening. It's very stressful for them. So they're trying to figure that out. So she's talking to her mom about that, and then also too, like I guess she's just thinking about the abortion she had and it's bothering her, which is very understandable. So she's just trying to figure it out, but it's also her birthday week, and so she wants to have a good birthday, but she's thinking about the abortion she had 7-8 months ago. Her relationship with Luke is in the air. Her lease is coming up, but Luke wants to take her to dinner, so she's hoping to have a good night. And then they get engaged. I was gonna try to drum it up at first, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna just go with what I feel, and we're gonna talk about it. And so yeah, and I okay, like honestly, initially, I was like when I first seen it, because like let's be real, anybody's gonna be happy and giddy for somebody that's getting engaged, especially if you believe in love. Even though I don't believe that a lot of people are in love, even though they're in relationship, but I believe that there is true love in the world, and people can find it. They just don't need to settle as much as they do, more specifically women. And I feel like even though it was cute and Luke was nervous, you could tell, and Kayla could tell, and she was trying to like understand what was going on, because it's like, boy, what's the deal? And it was kind of cute. It's like, spit it out already. However, at the same time, it's like, it feels like even you could tell by everything she was saying, like, don't do this. She was not really that excited. You could just tell, even when she came home to show her mom, it was just giving like, I'm settling because he asked. So I feel rude to not say yeah. And I'm kind of settling because he's my baby daddy, and he takes care of my other kid from my other baby daddy that ain't around. So with the new engagement, and you can kind of clearly tell she doesn't really want to be with him, but she doesn't know how to break it off because she kind of is settling. She talks to a therapist, and I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest with you guys. I am here for people getting their money, man. Okay, and I don't want to shit on nobody's career, but me personally, I'm just giving my opinion. I wasn't feeling the therapist. I felt like she was too down. And it was giving very much like, I'm trying to be your homegirl and not your therapist. And I don't personally like stuff like that. You don't have to be like 100% professional, but at the same time, like if I'm paying you, especially therapist money, I need you to be a therapist. I don't want you to like be down with me and like talk relatable talk terms and like, I don't like that. And then also too, it was just kind of like, I feel like when Kayla was explaining her situation, the therapist was giving a lot of reactions that you would give to your homegirl. Like it was just like, I don't go to therapy. I'm not a therapist, but I have seen and heard reactions and interactions with therapists and people that have been in therapy. And it's not giving, that's my homie, or like, at least not, especially not like the first session, or it's not giving like judgment. And if it does, usually they can feel it and they normally just be like, I didn't like that therapist, and then it either shies them away from therapy or they find someone else. And I think Kayla liked her, so Kayla liked her, great. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I just felt like she was just too down, too homegirl-like. And I didn't like how, like, when Kayla was telling her certain things, she was very reactive. It was kind of like, I get that you're gonna have natural reactions, and because you're a therapist, you kind of have to sometimes, like when people tell you things, especially things you're not expecting, you kind of have to just sit there and not be too reactive, because it can come off judgmental. And that's when it came off to me, because it's like, even me as a watcher, when she was telling her situation, when she said that she cheated on Luke, like they both cheated. It was like when she said, and I noticed things, I pay attention to detail a lot. When she said Luke cheated on me when I was pregnant, the therapist was listening. And she was just kind of like, okay. But when Kayla said, and I cheated back, the therapist made a face like, oh. And it was just kind of like, to me, like, first of all, that comes off as judgment. Second of all, let's not be as reactive as we would if we were listening to our girlfriend. I'm paying you therapist money. That's my opinion. I'm just telling you how I would take it, how I would be. So yeah, but if Kayla liked it, I love it, I guess. She just couldn't be my therapist. But get your money made, nothing against you, sis. Also, they did an engagement shoot. And also Luke and Kayla end up having a talk about moving, that they're still stressed about, that I don't understand why they haven't looked for a place yet. And also about the wedding and how she doesn't want his family to be there. I knew Luke was gonna have a problem with it. And like I said, Kayla, you in a situation where you can't change this man. He's already wired the way he is. His family is the way they are, so he gets it honest. And I mean, it doesn't seem like he's as bad as them. However, I mean, he has his ways too. They're just different. And so, you know, it's workable, it's doable. I hope, you know, the best of luck to y'all. But it just seems like every time we see Luke and Kayla these days, it's never happy. Okay, I just want to say I love Rachel's e-girl look. I live for the cat eye, the blush on the nose, the cheeks is giving like, I'm sick. But I have makeup all over my face and I did it on purpose. It's giving. I live. Let's not lie. Sometimes Rachel gives. Like her outfits, her little like fits with her little body shape and stuff. It's giving like, okay, little, like if she was like, nope, because I'm not even, because y'all gonna try to accuse me. But I'm just saying, if it was just a little bit tighter, it would be perfect. Like very much shape. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, okay, like I'm, okay. It's raining outside, so I got the coat on, but I'm trying to get it tight and right too, you feel me? But pretty much Rachel talks to Noah about how she feels about Drew being in Hazel's life. She doesn't really want him in her life. I mean, she does if he was actually a father and he was actually around. But because he's not, and he's not good at it, she's like, I don't really want him there. However, if he can change, he can be there. So it's like a toss up. And so he gets out. So she decides to let him see Hazley. Girl, I get that Drew is not a role model. I get that she doesn't know Drew. And I understand she's young as hell. However, I do feel like that type of confusion and lie to tell your child is going to hurt them and also you in the long run. Depending on what age you tell your kid that type of truth and how you tell them, how they find out, and it has to come from you. The person that decided not to tell them the truth in the first place, will depend on how they take it and how they react afterwards. But even if you do it in the perfect way, they're still gonna feel some type of way, regardless. That's a big secret. That's a big thing to tell a child, as an adult, even more especially. So hopefully she doesn't wait till Hazley's an adult to tell her the truth. But depending on how old she waits to tell Hazley, and depending on how she tells her, is gonna matter. But even still, that type of secret that she doesn't know until she's older will affect her. So hopefully Rachel is careful and she handles Hazley with kid gloves when it comes to her real father and the truth about that. Because if her and Noah break up, then what is she gonna say when Noah stops coming around? Oh, you're not real father, but I'm pretending that's your real father. It doesn't come around. So then she'll have a father that she thinks is her real father that doesn't come around no more, because you and him are not together anymore, and that's really not his daughter, so he has no obligation. And then she'll have her actual real father that she doesn't know is her real father not be around too. So it'll be confusing. But then with that being said, I honestly don't think Rachel and Noah are gonna last. I mean, let's be real. Nothing against their relationship, because it seems like their relationship is calm. There are moments, and I feel like it's more on Rachel's side when they argue, but it's because Rachel does this thing where it's like, if she doesn't agree with you, or if she isn't liking what you're saying, she'll automatically snap on you sometimes before you even finish what you're saying. And she doesn't realize she does it as much as she does, but she does. And so that can be an issue in itself. However, based on the relationships we've seen her in thus far, this has been the calmest for her. Not as much arguing, not as much drama. And that's a good thing. But at the same time, there's no chemistry, it seems like. And she clearly feels that way too, because she's complaining about it to us and Noah. And he's kind of just nonchalant about it, like, okay, whatever. Like, and it just, to me, it's giving he's not that into you. To me, it's giving like he does like you and he cares about you, and you guys have a really good like friendship, and you guys are comfortable. But it's not giving like, I'm in love with you, I'm passionate for you, like, I need you in my life, I have to spend my life with you, I want you to have my babies. It's not giving that. And it doesn't really need to, because it's not like they're married and they need to be on that wave. However, because they're making moves like they are, they live together, she's claiming this guy as her daughter's father, and they've only been together for 6 months to 8 months, and the daughter's like 3 almost. It's but you know, that's what she's doing. And that's what a lot of people do. They settle because it's beneficial and they're comfortable, or they don't want to be alone. A lot of people don't like to be alone. And I just feel like there's nothing wrong being alone. You know, there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. But then that's the thing too. A lot of people feel lonely when they're alone. But I feel like you can be alone and not be lonely. You just have to know how to be by yourself. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, especially when you're young and you didn't have a good upbringing, and you didn't have a lot of love. You feel like you need it at all costs, every chance you get. And so I feel like that's what it's giving, because I feel like Rachel knows and feels, and even kind of her sister said in the past in certain instances, that the relationship is not giving their real couple, it's just giving like it's beneficial. But at the same time, like, I think they care about each other. It's just like, it's not giving a real connection, like passion, like, like it's not giving that at all. So I just want to be clear before we move on to Kaya. No Kayla J. We're done with Kayla J. We're not bringing her back. We're done. Okay, I just want to be clear on that. Okay. So Kaya is going to have Amor FaceTime his father for the first time. That's crazy. That boy is about to be 2, or did he just turn 2? But you know, it happens when you have parents in prison, and it happens to a lot of children, a lot of mainly fathers, you know, usually go to prison. So it happens, but it's situations where moms do too. And it's just like, that sucks, but that's what it is. And so he's gonna FaceTime him for the first time, but psych, it didn't happen. 2 things I want to get off my chest. Amor is so cute. That little boy is adorable. He is so cute. So cute. And I have been calling Kaya's mom Carla this whole time. Carla is Zay's mom. I have been calling Kaya's mom Carla, but Carla is Zay's mom. Somebody corrected me in the last video, and I thank you for that, because girl, I figured that out once I was watching this recent episode. I said, wait a damn minute. So thank you for the correction. But yeah, so for episode 18, Zay ended up going in the hole. That's why he couldn't talk on the phone. Episode 19, they find out, they're trying to figure out when he's gonna get out. Kaya decides to go to court, go to the courthouse to petition for full custody, because she wants to make sure she has rights and all the things. She calls her name's Carla. She calls Carla to let her know about it, and Carla was not happy. They get in an argument pretty much, and Carla's letting her know, like, Zay gonna make sure he makes some money. He gonna do what he gotta do. Even if he can't get a job, he gonna be out there. He know how to make money. And Kaya was not here for that, okay? She was like, first of all, that's what got him in jail in the first place. Why are you encouraging that? It upset her. They lightweight got in an argument, but it was mainly Carla that was yelling and arguing. It wasn't really Kaya. She was just kind of listening like, bro, you're pissing me off. And then eventually Carla hung up, and then Kaya talked to Tiaza about how she felt about it. Kaya's mom, in the previous episode 18, gave her opinions about how she feels about when he gets out too. And they all feel, Kaya, her mother, and Tiaza, like, they're lightweight worried about how he gonna be and if he gonna be in the streets and stuff when he gets out, and how that's gonna affect him more. Mainly, Kaya's mother is worried about that, as well as Kaya. Tiaza just hoped that everything go good. She just wanted to, as long as he do his part, she ain't got no issue. And that's how, everyone pretty much feels, but they're still worried because, they know how he is lightweight. And, obviously with what Carla's saying, it's like y'all still got that mindset. So it's understandable for them to be concerned. So hopefully things get better. We'll see when he gets out. And I'm going to go outside in the rain. I hope you guys have a good day. I will try to get this video up today as soon as possible. I will try to upload and post another video tomorrow as soon as I can. Hopefully I can quickly get this stuff up before the finale comes, or at least before the reunion. Hopefully you guys still fuck with me. I know I'm behind as hell. I didn't do it on purpose, but life happens. And sometimes, like, especially when you don't make certain things a priority, you can get lost, and things can get lost and behind, or you can get behind and things can get lost and left behind. So it happens. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you fuck with me. I'll see you guys soon. I will plan to post more videos. If not, I will for sure catch up and just react to the reunion, as well as the season finale. Let me know if you guys care to see reactions to the other episodes, or you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but if you want to, let me know. I'll comment back.